Hey, everybody, I'm Terry Jeffries, manager of Express Offers Development.
Hey everyone, I am Julie Rasmussen and I'm the Express Offers Program Manager.
Hey everybody, I'm the other Julie out here in Seattle, and I am Express Offers #1 fan and sidekick of Julie and Terry.
Oh, number one agent on top of it. So, guys, we have given you some information on, okay, so you got certified, now what? Then we gave you some more information on you got a lead, now what? And today we want to talk about, so you got an appointment. Now
Yeah.
what? And because Julie Clark is such a rock star agent, she makes us look good. We want to talk about that today so that you can get some practical application knowledge of how this works. So, Julie Clark, you have hung up the phone. You now have an appointment to go meet with the seller on Thursday at 4 o'clock. Now what?
Now what? Well, now it's time to prepare for the appointment, just like you'd prepare for any other appointment, right? You're going to get an idea based on your conversation and your notes with the seller. And hopefully, when you're on the phone, you've been asking questions that are leading and giving you some intelligence maybe on the status of their home. Like asking them, are there any repairs needed and things like that. If they have a basement, is their basement finished? How's the roof? How old are the windows? Just some intelligence, right? You don't have to know everything, but just some general. Usually, as I tell my 12-year-old girls, when we're driving down the street, I say, how do you identify if it's a good house for mommy or not to maybe look at cash offers on? And we always look at, in Seattle area, we look at the condition of the roof. We look at if the windows are single pane or not, and we look at how old the front door is, because usually when we have old windows and an old front door, that kind of gives us an indication of, that probably cosmetic updates are not done behind those walls and windows and those doors. So,
Yeah.
first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead.
So I remember from our last video, you spent a lot of time asking the seller questions about what their needs were, right?
Yep.
And you were able to formulate the needs of that seller based on that conversation. So,
Right.
okay, I just wanted to remind
Yeah.
everybody that we talked about that.
Right, and the needs of the seller is, just what their unique situation is, right? Because not a traditional sale, black white retail sale, is not always going to be the best solution for somebody. And these days, we're so lucky to be at EXP, where we have options like express offers, and the other things that we can offer, but. Basically, what you want to do is prepare like you would for any other appointment. You're going to review, pop in the address, check out what's going on, check the comps around there. I always check the zoning over here in the Seattle area just to make sure there's not a higher and better use for the property or an ability to subdivide or something that maybe, they didn't communicate to me. I'm checking not only the house, but I'm going to check the lot. Just to be sure in the zoning, just for, development opportunities or something like that, because you never know. But what I'm going to do is basically,
So Julie, this is like your homework phase, right? You're doing homework to prepare for the appointment.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
My desk analysis review of the situation. You actually won't know exactly what's going on until you get there. And it's possible sometimes that these sellers don't tell you everything or they don't explain it the right way, and you get there and things are nicer or worse than you were able to figure out over the phone. But what I do is I basically reverse engineer it. I try to find, retail comps or remodeled comps in the area that would be, comps an appraiser would use for the property, just like any other appointment, and find out what that ARV is, right? What that full market value, if it was in remodeled condition or great shape, would be. And why am I doing that? Is because they responded to an offer about a cash offer, right? And so they're under the impression, or their initial intent is they want to hear about that. And we know that investors are looking to make a profit on the house that they are going to buy in some cases. It depends on what your market is too. Some of your markets out in Phoenix or those places, you might get close to list price. Again, it's all about listening, right? But I'm going to prepare and I'm going to know what I think the quality or the status of the improvements are. I'm going to find comps basically. You don't have to go there being exactly correct. You just have to go there having some intelligence about what the sales are in the area of comparable homes, whether that's cosmetically outdated homes or upgraded homes, just like a regular agent would do. You're going to be prepared for that, right?
And
Then
Julie, would it be fair to say that they should also check the buy boxes to know what's available before, so they know what to address when you're at so you know what's available for yourself?
Yes. Absolutely. Check the buy boxes. Don't forget to check the buy boxes.
Check the buy boxes.
But even here's what I'm going to say to you guys as a little side nugget that Julie and Terry aren't going to expect me to say. Even I like throwing in a loop here. Don't close your ears. Even if there is no buy box, right? The point is that seller called you for a cash offer, right? And the idea is you're going to show up there and you're going to focus your response on that, okay? So whether there's a buy box or not, you're going to give them an estimate, a range based on the calculation of the same you would use for other buy boxes, like the market value times 70% minus repairs, right? Or something like that is what you're going to use. The goal is to establish some sort of range for a cash offer because that's why you're there. You're going to use the buy boxes and hope there's a buy box there because if they're accepting of a cash offer, you want to be able to, use the buy boxes and, submit a lead into Express Offers platform. But regardless if there is or not, you still need to show up on that appointment and give them what they asked for, which is an estimate of a cash offer range, right?
Wait. So Julie, so you're saying to me that even though the seller has raised their hand, because this was an express offer seller lead to begin with. So the seller has raised their hand and said, hey, I want a cash offer. You've had this conversation with them. You're going to the property to have a conversation with them. Are you suggesting that, if you give them a scenario, they may not want a cash offer after all because they didn't know what they didn't know?
That's absolutely true, right? So the main thing you're going to do, your first intention when you show up at the property with your homework that you've done on what the comps are in the area of comparable properties, middle of the road, fully remodeled, etc., is try and establish that cash offer zone based on what Express Offers teachings and classroom stuff is teaching you how to calculate that. Don't worry if there's a buy box or not, because most of the time,
but check the buy box.
Check the buy box. But most of the time, again, it could be a full market retail house, and they just think, oh, I'd like to get a cash offer, not realizing that it's going to be at a discount. Okay, and so my intention when I show up is be prepared with knowing what a cash offer range would be, because my intent is going to flush out the concept of, are they really wanting a cash offer after they find out there's going to be some sort of discount? Do they really want that, right?
Yeah, and so, girl, that's what I was getting after. Yeah, yes.
It really has nothing to do. I have to respond to what they've requested. I must show up. Otherwise, it's like, fish and bait, right? Switch and bait, fish and bait. Bait and switch, whatever you want to
It's bait and switch.
We got lots of fishermen out here. We have all different names. So, yeah, just be there no matter what. You're only going to respond to what you're there to do there initially, so you can get that out of the way, okay? Whether it is a cash offer situation or not. If it is, then you've already checked the buy box, and then you can go in. We're not going to go deep dive on this today at this moment, but then you can go into explaining them the Express Offers platform, how you're going to, work with them to submit an offer to the marketplace of cash buyers because they fit in the buy box, because they agreed that the concept of the discount of a price they get with a cash offer, and we'll talk about that in just one second, is something that they're like, yeah, okay, I understand that. Thank you. Yes, I'd like to know more, right? So when I show up, I'll just keep, you guys interrupt me because I'll just keep talking.
Well, I'm thinking, this is such valuable information for agents to understand because, a seller's sitting around 10 o'clock at night, clicking, they click on the Express Offers website, they fill out the form, the lead eventually gets to one of us, right? The sellers don't understand that a cash offer equals some sort of discount.
They do not.
Convenience costs money, right? Convenience is expensive.
That's
And
right.
so for you to point out the fact that in your preparation, their job is to figure out how they're going to demonstrate that that convenience costs money, and to have the conversation about the cash offer probably isn't exactly what they thought it was. This is
No.
really, really key.
Right.
So how are you going to demonstrate that, Julie?
Well, before I don't even talk about express offers when I get there. I don't jump into anything about express offers. I said, when I get there, I'm prepared. I know what's in the market. I know what the renovated homes are. I know what the kind of as is, semi-renovated homes are. And I know what the beat up homes have sold for. I have that information. I might not even be planning to give them or hand them any of that information. I'm just prepared that I know myself at the moment. I'm not doing some huge listing presentation or any type of presentation. I am there to flush out the concept and reality if they really want a cash offer or not. I'm there to flush that out and verify whether A, do they really understand that they're going to be selling their home at a discount? And B, what is the true condition of their home? And flesh out more and further conversation and rapport building on what their needs are even further beyond what I learned on the phone. That is my goal. I'm not there to give a big listing presentation because I'm not there for a listing appointment. They think I'm there to talk about a cash offer.
Yes.
So
See,
that's what I'm talk about.
That is the golden nugget of the century right there, my friend. That is it. So having said that, though,
let's not scare everybody off real quick, Terry, because we're going to tell you guys how to transition to the next step and moving them down the line to a listing. Okay. But just, don't go there thinking you're an agent. You're going to walk in doing your good old, presentation. You are there to have a conversation, okay, to flush it out. And so what I do when I get there is I say, hey, good to know you. And I just say, how about you just give me a quick tour around the home, and then we can circle back up and, sit down and talk for a few minutes.
We're going to do the conversation in the next video. So let's finish this part up.
Yeah,
so basically,
we should recap.
Yes.
You're going to recap what
Julie
said?
Yeah. And so correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Julie. So you are going to get off the phone. You've got the appointment. You're going to start doing the research on the house itself, maybe using a tax database or the zoning database or your MLS, whatever you use to gather property data.
House like I normally would for any appointment.
You're going to look at comps based on, crappy houses, medium houses. Yep. And then you're also going to understand what the formula is in the buy box so that you have it in your head what a cash offer will most likely look like for that seller.
And you don't need to have the idea of what the exact number is. You just have to have an idea of a range that it could be, because what's going to happen is you're going to flush out. You're going to say the range would be this. And that means that you'd net about this in your pocket as compared to, that might mean that you're leaving, 20,000, 30,000, 10, whatever the number is on the table, right? And we'll jump on that on the next video, but we're going to give you guys the easy thought process here, the quick and easy, the quick and dirty.
Yeah. So basically you're going with the intent of going what you were asked to go for, which was giving them information about a cash offer, and the conversation that you're going to have being able to determine whether they really want a cash offer or whether they're going to be better served going down the traditional road, right?
Yes. And what your chances are of engaging with them past the cash offer discussion, right? So again, back to the other video, one of those questions at the end is, Hey, Mr. Seller, we'll see you on Thursday to talk about that cash offer. Look forward to seeing you. Just last question. What's your plan B if if a cash offer doesn't work out for you? Do you have a friend or a family member that's going to help you get it listed for sale? That is a big question that I ask because that gives me their intent, just a heads up on where I'm going to go once I flush out the cash offer situation, which most of the time it's not going to be, right? So that is me opening the door or giving myself that if they say, yeah, my brother's an agent, right? Then I know that I'm not going to go there and push a listing or really try and go down that path. I might talk to them in a different way. I might bring them what they want, which is an off-market sale in a different way because I know the likelihood of myself getting a listing, when they have a relative involved might be less. So I'm going to be prepared to have other conversations to keep it in control in my court. If you
Yep.
get what I'm saying. We can
So
we'll
your conversation and your presentation is fluid at all times,
do it.
based on the seller's needs.
And I actually am not handing them anything in writing, any paperwork, any net sheet
Except the
until
express offers disclosure, because you got to give them that.
I don't even do that until I flush out whether they actually are interested in truly interested now that they have more information about what a cash offer is, right? Which is selling your property at a discount, hassle free, with hopefully a quick close or whatever, right? And
Right.
that means potentially leaving some money on the table, right? And if they're on board with that, that's when I might present something, but not
Yes.
until I flush out the reality if they are truly meaning, do they now, once I tell them and they understand what a cash offer means. That's
See?
what I do.
And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you, Miss Julie. Thank you, Miss Other Julie. I think that's a great start. Our next video, so you're going to the appointment to have the conversation with the seller. Now what? All right. Thanks, everybody.
You guys.
Bye.